My name is Abby Williams, and welcome to Magic in the Moment, where I reflect on what I notice and observe. Today, I have a special guest, my very dear friend, Anne Marie Browning. Hi, Anne Marie. How are you doing?
Hi, Abby. I'm doing so good. I'm so happy to be here. How are
I'm
you
so
doing?
happy that you're here. Me and Anne Marie met working in theater in Utah, and then we
Yeah.
both moved to New York within 2 weeks of each other, out to do the same things with the same goals of working in theater on Broadway in the dance industry community. And I left. And Anne Marie is still kicking it out in New York City, and I want to check in. Anne Marie,
You know,
how would you reflect on your recent and current states of being out there?
okay, well, first of all, I just want to say that I just love you.
I love
And
you too.
I was telling Abby, like, before we, like, started record, we were like, Kate, this is just, like, a normal, like, FaceTime call. We're just recording it. We have these, like, deep conversations all the time. And
Literally all the
now,
time.
like,
And I
all the time.
always wish that we would have recorded them.
Yes. Yeah. So this is so exciting. First of all, I'm just so excited that we're actually doing this. And I
Yeah.
feel so honored that you want me on your cute podcast
Oh my
when
gosh, you
you've
were
been
the
doing.
first person.
Um,
You.
so to answer your question, I feel like the past, and Abby, you know this, like the past few months, I feel like I have been going through kind of a life identity crisis in a way of like why I'm here. So I can relate
It's
to
so
you.
real.
I can totally relate to you. And it's actually been really hard, like previously, like literally until just yesterday, which is why I'm so excited we're having this conversation because, like, right in this moment, I feel like I have fire underneath my butt, and I, for the first time in a long time, feel like I have some peace, I have comfort, and I feel like I have a direction, which I've been
Wow.
trying to figure out that direction for so long, like for the past couple of months. I think honestly, since I got home from Christmas, I feel like spending time with the family was great, but then coming back and being like, wow, okay, settling into being here during
Yeah.
all of the winter and during the audition season, I'm like, okay, how, like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, like now
like,
what?
yeah, how am I actually gonna go through this season and like what do I actually want? Anyway, so it's very complex. But I feel in this moment, I feel so good. I feel so at peace and I feel so much better. So, anyways, there's a light at the end of the tunnel with my little story. But yes,
That is
I feel great.
amazing. I'm
How are you
so
doing?
Honestly, I'm great too. This podcast has been my light at the end of the tunnel, honestly. Because I also feel like there's a fire under my buttocks, okay?
Yes.
Because last night I couldn't even go to sleep because I was so excited to film more YouTube videos and to record more podcast episodes. And I thought I have not felt this excited about creating something in so long.
I feel like being an artist, that wave comes in and out more than we realize. And I think that that's something really hard to admit to ourselves as artists is that the motivation is gonna come and baby, it's gonna go. And sometimes you don't
That
know
is
how long.
really hard for me to accept because you
Yeah,
want
me
it to
too.
always be there.
I know. But it's like a muscle. I don't even know. It's like this weird. I don't think if it's even maybe a muscle is the wrong like way to describe it because I feel like as a muscle, if you keep working it, it's gonna get stronger. But I think this is like it just comes in waves depending on well lots of variables like how you're doing in your life, your mental state, the art that you're consuming all the time or maybe not consuming, like the people you're around, like your environment. I think it has a
Yeah, I
lot
think
of
so too.
variables.
Like the environment you're in is going to dictate like if you can cultivate the kind of art that you want to make.
100%. And yeah, I just feel like it's interesting that I'm like, okay, now we've catched that motivation. I'm going to hold on to it as much as I can, and hopefully something beautiful comes out of it. And it already has with you, with making action to keep going with your podcast. So I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I'm so proud of you too because y'all missed a great conversation we had yesterday. Like, seriously, Marie is so on fire and has so many exciting things going on, and you just have so much going for you. Like, it really is
Abby.
all working out in the best way possible.
That's like you saying that is like I feel like I don't deserve to like have that be upon like it be associated with me right now because it hasn't felt like that for so long. So
No,
you
I
saying that is
totally
like
get that actually.
so
I know
bizarre.
what you mean. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like saying I know all the answers. I still don't
No,
know
no, of course
all the
not.
answers.
But you have the encouragement to keep going, which
Yeah.
honestly is something that I wish that I would have had. And I'm glad that you're still there. And I'm just really excited and anticipating to see like what's gonna come out of this. Like
Me
what's gonna
too.
come out of your time while you're there.
Well, same for like literally same for anybody anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are at the time and like or yeah, it doesn't matter where you are in your life. I think that's what's so beautiful about each individual lives. I've been thinking about this a lot recently is that it's so hard not to compare obviously yourself to other people and their direction in their life.
Yeah.
And I have been thinking a lot about that being like why do we do that? But also I've been thinking like wait a second, like how beautiful is that every single person literally has this beautiful weave of direction in their life and it's specifically for them. So why would I ever look at somebody else's beautiful weave and think like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that should be mine," when I have my own and it's not going to look like anybody else's doesn't mean that I'm not going to be as successful as them or like whatever that means, you know?
Right.
Or like whatever. So I think even you going back home, it's part of your beautiful weave and it's strictly just yours.
You
Like
know,
and
it's funny
yeah.
that you're talking about this because I actually was having a similar reflection about mastery and how I'm so jealous of people who want to be masters, especially at dance,
Mm,
right? Like every time I've tried to go down the path of mastering dance, I always throw my hands up and say, I quit. I am not
right.
doing this anymore. And
Sure.
so it's dawning on me, maybe that really is not my path because it's not that I don't want to be a dancer. I think I just don't want to be the best dancer. And I don't want to be this perfectly trained dancer. And like, I experience so much joy from learning how to do a wide variety of things rather than getting really good at just one thing.
The thing about Abby, the thing about you, I'm like talking to the audience and you at the same time. You are so versatile. Like when it comes to dance, this woman is the most versatile dancer I probably have ever met. Like she can do
Thank
anything and
you.
everything. So
But I'm not a
that's good.
master at any of them. Like I know just enough.
I well, I don't know about that, but I know what you mean though. I know what you
Yeah.
mean. Like what we're trying to do out here in the city, if you ever come to New York and you want to be a professional dancer, I don't think people consider of how intense what we're actually doing is. Like
Oh my God,
me
dude.
and Abby talk about this all the time. We literally think that we're literally going into the Olympics for being a dancer. Like it's that
Yeah,
intense.
exactly. Musical theater is the Olympics, or Broadway is the Olympics of musical theater. And not everyone
Yes.
is cut out for the Olympics.
No.
Okay, to springboard into this next topic, I want to ask you what you feel like was the most significant lesson you learned in 2024.
I think I just the American dream too. I think like being an American, being also just from Utah, like the dancing there is so intense. So I think this like mindset on like just even just implemented in me so very young that like I had to be the best. Like I had to
Yeah.
win the top diamond or like what was it called in my competitive days? Like yeah, the platinum gold or
Yeah,
platinum diamond
exactly.
or whatever. Like it was not that it was all about winning, but just the fact that you that's the thing about dance is that you're never fully there. Like you're always working on it, which is such a beautiful concept as well. However, that that idea that like if I don't make my dreams become a reality, then I have failed.
Yeah.
And my version of like me wanting to be a Broadway performer is still so in depth true to like what I want. However, like literally just last year, I was thinking that like if I didn't acquire any of that and if I didn't get on that stage, that I completely am a failure. Like I don't like I wasted all of those hours in the studio. I wasted all my parents' money. I wasted all of my training. I wasted all of my time like
Dude, you're gonna make me cry, bro.
no,
Cause
but
this
like
is like exactly, I know
yeah,
like exactly how this feels.
I know. It's I think this is such an important conversation because we are so much more than just the end goal of what we want. Not to say that you can't make that happen. Like you definitely can. You can definitely work your butt off and truly like see the benefits of working really hard. I am not saying that that's like don't just give up on your dreams. However, there's a healthier way to look at it, and I've accepted that like Kate, Amory, yeah, what if I don't make the Olympics?
Yeah.
Like I've had to consider like, okay, what if I don't ever get on that stage? What if I still work so hard and I do all the things that I'm supposed to do and I just don't? Like how am I going to see my self-worth? Like how am I going to go to bed at night and look at myself in the mirror? Like how am I going to be happy with myself? And
Yeah,
that's
tell
when
me
things
how.
changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, things changed. Things just literally changed. I think I used to really look at people and think like, why don't you want more? Like I used to
Yes.
judge people really harshly into thinking
Me
like
too.
why do we do that? Like just because someone doesn't want to be crazy like me and you and go to New York and it's not crazy, it's a beautiful dream, but it's like to
But it
be the
takes a
extreme.
lot of effort. Yeah, it's extreme and it's hard, and not everybody
Yeah.
wants to
No.
live in a busy, dirty, loud city.
No, no, no. And I think it's changed for me because I've looked at these people and I've been like, wait a second. So wait, is their life less valuable than mine? Absolutely not. Are you
Absolutely
kidding
not.
me? Like and it's not about the destination. I know this sounds so cheesy, but it's so true. It's truly about the journey, like the journey of your story, Abby, the journey of my story, whatever that is, like the middle ground of whatever that is, the learning, the things that we're going through now, like
Yeah, the
you going home
process.
or the process is literally what's going to make you if you want to keep dancing, a better dancer, a better artist, hopefully one day like a better wife, a better mother, a better human, a better friend. Like I think like that just adds so much to you just as a human being, just being a human being and learning what life has to give, and that's such a beautiful thing. I think only identifying with one thing is very dangerous, and I've learned
Absolutely.
to like swallow that hard pill and realize that wait, I'm actually more than just a dancer. For me,
We're
I
more
believe
than just
oh my
answers.
gosh. Yes. For me, I feel like I know that I'm a daughter of God. I'm a really good friend. I like to think I'm a good friend. I mean that's
You
truly
so
like
are.
I'm a good friend. I'm I love to teach. I'm a really good teacher. I like to think I'm a good teacher. Like I could go down the list of like not to be like selfish but to add to like my heart of like who I am as a real well-rounded being. I'm not just this one thing. So when people
Yeah, and
ask me like
if you don't
yeah,
achieve a goal within that one thing, then yeah, your whole identity is just shattered and you can't even move forward.
in high school, I just remember like all throughout junior high and high school, I lived and breathed dance. That's all that I was. No one knew me in high school. I didn't even get asked out to prom because no one knew who I was. Like, I wasn't really any extracurricular activities. I was in choir for a little bit, and I did like one school little acting show, maybe my senior year of high school, but I was drinking and breathing dance every day,
Wow.
all day long. And
Oh,
I don't regret it, but I'm also like, I wish maybe I spread myself out a little bit more rounded in other
yeah.
areas of my life.
Yeah. I did some other things, but what I really wanted was that life. When I was in high school, I just wish
Really?
that the studio I went to could give that to me. Like I wanted to do nothing but dance. If I could have danced from 9 to 5 every single day, I would have been the happiest person in the world.
So
But
what did you do in middle school and high school? What did your days look like?
mostly like because I was homeschooled, I would just like sit around a lot during the day and like watch YouTube videos and like not do school. And then I did have dance class, but I also did musicals with like a group that was sort of part of this local college. I did those two things mainly, and then, I got a boyfriend when I was 15, and so me and him hung out all the time and got really close. Yeah, so like dance wasn't the center of my life, but I wished it was.
Hmm.
And like I guess college was the closest that I got to that dream of like dancing every single day because I did.
Oh, it's so interesting. It's just so crazy that like everyone's reality is so complex, right? Like
Yeah,
it's
right?
just so like not to say that like I didn't want to be in that studio every day all day long. I just am like realizing that like I wish that maybe my mental state was a little bit more well-rounded of like who I actually was inside. Anyways, I don't regret anything. I think I just am
Yeah.
realizing that like of how intense it was. And that's just the
Yeah, that
reality of what it was.
you could have had more of an outside life. Yeah. And what is also interesting to think about is if I would have had what you had, would I be saying the same?
Right.
You know?
It's all part of the plan. It's all part of our beautiful winding road. It really is. Like
The
it's just
long and winding road.
yes. And it's so good though cuz that's like those are the things that we need to learn. Your path is your path with reasons to learn the things that you needed to learn in your path. And same with
Yeah.
mine. It's all complex. And it's all beautifully for
Jeans, like we don't recognize just how far and beyond human capacity we are going. Like, our
yeah.
only job is to exist and look at how much we do.
Other countries don't think like we do.
They live to enjoy,
I
and
know.
they don't understand why we are so product driven and so work driven. And it's like, yeah, we're over here toiling away. We are exhausted.
And especially like from my experience, and I'm sure you felt the same way being here, Abby, but especially in the city, I like feel so guilty having a day off and just laying in bed. You know?
You feel like you gotta soak up the city. You feel like
I
when you're
know.
not
You feel like
toiling away,
FOMO.
you gotta be out enjoying like
Yeah.
something because there's a million activities going on and you have to go do one of them. But
Exactly.
before we stray too far from the success,
Yes.
topic, I've actually also been reflecting on like how I define success and
Yeah,
like
how do
what
you
I
define
want.
success, Abby?
I was thinking about it the other day, and the way I'm defining success, at least right now in my life at 24, is expansion.
I love
That
that.
as long as I am growing, I am successful. I think my goal
Yes.
in life
Yes.
is to experience as many different places as possible, meet as many different people as possible, and just let my mind expand. Really let myself change. And so I can do that doing anything. I feel like it gives me so much freedom to be like, yeah, I'm a success no matter what I do because if I go and do this thing that I've never done, success. You know, if I meet somebody new today, success.
Yes, Abby.
Filming this
Yes.
podcast on this website that I've never
Success.
used before, success.
Literally success.
You
No,
know?
I love what you said. Like what did you say? Like letting myself change. Or being
Yes.
what did you say? Is that what you
Yeah.
said? Exactly.
hmm I think
I
so.
I love that. I think we're scared when change does come. It's like it's daunting to feel like what's on the other side of that change. You know, I think maybe that's why it's so scary sometimes to like want to welcome change because like some
Yes.
people who love change, like some people love to move around all the time. Some people like I like to redo my room all the time. I like to like whatever like some people don't love change though. Like I know a few people in my life who do the same thing, eat the same thing, like who are pretty rigorous with like what they like to do and they know what they like and they know what they don't like. And not to say that that means that they're scared of change, but maybe I don't know. But
Yeah,
yeah,
could
it's
be.
like
Or
but
maybe
that
they're just a different kind of person, right? Because like success to
yeah,
them is different. They're not so
exactly.
concerned with like trying new things and being different. They're on a different path. Maybe those are the kinds of people that become masters because they're good at discipline. They have a,
They
you
have
know,
a direction of like what they do all the time and what they like and what they don't like all the time. That's funny.
like my energy
Yeah.
is so like this that
Yeah.
I feel like I have got to get to the point where I just accept that. And I just,
And but that's like such a beautiful thing about you, Abby, and that's what makes like I love what you said too. Like whatever I do is a success in a way. Like yes, because you are Abby. Like and whoever's watching, like
thank you.
whatever changes and whatever things that you're going for, and whatever motivates you and whatever gets you up in the morning, and as long as we are just being good humans and just trying to add light into the world, I think that is pretty. That deserves a success.
I think I truly think that is the point of it all. Like, well, not that I really know the point of it all, but I just feel like what we do all of this for, right, is to fill ourselves up and to be as authentic and true as possible so that we can shine that light. And for some reason it affects other people, for some reason it matters. And so when we're down in the dumps and we can't do that, I think that's when it starts to feel like we're no longer a success, you know?
And it's hard having external people, external things, our phones, the internet make us feel so the opposite. And it's really hard to like
Yeah.
push through all of that muck and to be like, no, I'm good. Like what I have is enough. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna start tearing up, but like truly like we are enough. Why is it so hard to feel like we're never enough?
I don't know. That's something that I've just struggled with like my whole life is just feeling like I'm not good enough. But you know what? I made a video yesterday where I was it's funny like this is just all going together. I made a video yesterday
Yeah.
called celebrating the little wins. And at the end of the video, I was saying like, you know, I only did a few things like to celebrate or whatever, but I feel like I did enough. And it was just surprising to like hear those words come out of my mouth because I was like, "Oh my God, like I thought I was enough?" That's amazing.
It is amazing. I think I wish that well, you know what, whatever. I don't wish anything. Like, I don't, I wish things. I think that I keep going back to my younger self and I'm saying, I wish I knew this or whatever, but it's like, whatever. Like, you have to go through the journey to figure these things out. However,
Yeah.
if you're listening to this and you're feeling like you have this big, beautiful dream, go for it. Like, go for it. But I think it's important to realize and to truly to know that your self-worth doesn't come with that end goal. Like, it should be more than just that. Like, that would be amazing, right? Like, that's amazing. That would feel so great. And I know that if either of us got on a big, big, big stage like that, we would be over the moon, right? However, it's so sorry. Last little tangent of this. I just know a lot of people who are in the industry already, and some people hate it. Some people are like, I didn't really want this, and now I'm like on
And
stage,
that's
and
just
now I don't really
fucking
want it,
crazy
or
to me, dude.
I know, or people that like really have, I don't know, like I'm sure there's people out there who have trained their whole lives like we have, and they get on stage, and at the end of the day, they're like, I don't like this is hard,
Yeah.
like this isn't easy, and that's completely fine too. Not to say that like everything's like if you get your end goal that it's going to be perfect and it's not going to be hard,
Right. Like you
which
might get
is
there and realize that it wasn't even what you wanted.
yeah, which is like such a beautiful thing to like come to conclusion to. So I
Which
think
is
just like
also, sorry, I was
no,
just going to say,
go.
which is
I'm blabbering.
also why it's so important to value the process because you might
Yes.
have had so much fulfillment through the process of getting to the goal. And even if the goal didn't really feel the way you thought it would, you can't disregard.
What it's gonna like if you have a goal or if you're like are moving somewhere, even like if you're trying to like marry someone or like have kids or whatever, like are we ever really ready?
No, no. You're
No.
never really prepared for what the reality of it actually is. But I think, yeah, that feeling of like, this is going to be different than I think it is. Like, I feel like maybe I'm still in that process. I'm like, I'm still kind of waiting to see what this unexpected turn in my life is going to be.
Yeah, oh, you totally are. You totally are. And
You
that's so
know?
exciting.
Because, I mean, moving back was a big turn, but I feel like something else is coming.
Oh, Abby, come on. One door closes, another one freaking opens. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
And you would have never known that unless you didn't like I don't know. It's all going to be fine. Like it's all just part of Abby's lovely journey.
Abby's lovely journey. My
Abby's
memoir.
literally I mean, it's so much more than just lovely. It's like all the things. It's like the sad, it's the angry, it's the all of it.
Okay, so you're talking about how much you're learning and how much you're valuing your personal, unique growth. And what I'm curious about is how do you feel like lessons are translated to you, perhaps specifically by God? And then how do you recognize that it's a lesson and then implement it into your life?
Okay, I love this question, number one. And I love that you like asked me about God. I love it.
Of course.
Personally, for me, I feel like God speaks to me through other people because I love people and I think he uses. Okay, here's the thing. I know that God speaks to us in the languages that we will understand.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted you to say that line, and it's so good. Like, that is so true.
No, it's so true because I've been thinking about that a lot actually. I feel like that's maybe something that's hard for a lot of people if you do believe in God. Like my language, like that he speaks to me is through people and I think through music. Like I hear him a lot in music,
Yeah.
um, and just in art in general. So anyway, it's very nuanced. However, so to like how do I implement it and how do I see it? For example, yesterday I had this is what's so cool about New York is that I feel like you bump into there's millions of people that live here, but however, you somehow bump into people that are in your line of work somehow. Like it just,
Yeah, they're
well,
on your vibe.
yeah, yeah. But I also believe that like this was so, again, just so specific to like how God needed to speak to me yesterday. I the past couple of months I have been going through this like how I've been talking about like this just life crisis of like yeah, do I want to go home? I was kind of in the same boat as you, Abby. I was like, what should I do with my time? What do I want to do? What makes me happy? I literally sat down for a couple of days and I wrote out Anne Marie's joy plan. Like and I'm like writing out
Oh, I love.
like what makes me like writing out every pro of like what anyways I was completely sitting down a therapy session with myself being like whoa Kate, what do I need to be doing, like what makes me happy, like what actually makes me happy, like not what I think makes me happy, like but in this moment what makes me happy. Anyways, so I've just been going through this journey for the past let's let this siren pass.
New York.
God bless whoever is. I feel so bad. Sometimes I forget about that and I'm like, shut up! And then I'm like, oh wait, someone's probably literally dead in the back of the ambulance. So anyways, this is just all like divine timing. If you believe in that, amazing. If you don't, maybe this will like maybe you like double think of it a little bit because this is like so crazy to me. I just was on yesterday I had the day off and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to take this time to go for a walk and to hopefully feel a little bit better because I still have been feeling a little not as motivated, just feeling kind of lost, not really knowing what I really want to be doing. Like I've been feeling better, but yesterday I was still kind of in this fog, I guess. So I went on this walk and then I came back to my favorite little market because I knew I wanted to journal some more, and then I also knew that I needed to get my milk refilled. So I needed more milk and I needed some meat. So I took my
Beautiful.
time to like sit and write in my little journal. It's just like the perfect timing of events. Like if I didn't spend however long I did on my journal, I would have missed this complete opportunity to like learn this beautiful lesson, to see God speaking to me. And in my journal, however, I need to share this. In my journal, I'm literally writing out like I love to do like little check-ins and I ask myself questions and I like write like how's my heart, what am I grateful for, how can I love myself more today, whatever. And then at the end I always do this at the very end of any journal entry I do, and I say like what am I praying for or like what am I manifesting.
Right.
And so I'll read it to you. I say praying for more peace and clarity, more hope and confidence that I can't believe I can't believe I said that. More hope and confidence that I can do it. And then it's just Abby knows the end of the story, so she knows.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I say like more peace and more love, not feeling so alone. So I literally close this book up, and I'm like, okay, good journal for the day, whatever. Let me go throughout my day, and I need to get this milk. So I go and I grab the milk. I go to the counter, and the lady that's checking me out is so cute, and she's like, hey, I like overheard that you were a dancer. She's like, I'm also a dancer. So of course we initially start chatting, and it was super cute, just like kind of chatting, talking about like where she lives, whatever, like what classes she takes, going to steps, the whole shebang. And then just miraculously, these two other women walk into this market.
Right,
And
of course.
yeah, literally. Well, and the lady, I told you this yesterday, but I think the lady that was across the counter, I think she knew one of the girls that came in, but this other girl, I don't think she knew. I don't know. Anyways, it was still just super random, but not random at all, because they came in and they're like, oh, hey. We probably talked for about an hour, like 45 to 50 minutes to an hour about literally all of the things that I have been needing. Like, it was like as soon, and it was crazy because this question that you're asking, like, how do I see it and how do I recognize it? I knew that it was God because of how specific the conversation was and how specifically my answers to this prayer and this manifestation that I had was literally being received to me as I was listening to like the conversation that we had. Like, little did they know, these cute women that I talked to, little did they know truly how big of an impact that they made. And we just started talking, like the things we talked about were just about the concerns that I had about the industry and how they were all feeling the exact same way, and talking about joining the union, being non-union, having an agent, like all of these things that I have been literally racking my brain about, being like, how can I do any of this?
Right.
And also I just have this, and Abby, you know this, but people who may not know, I have this dream to make a beautiful journal. I love, like,
Yes.
I love to journal. I've been talking about it all the time, but I want to make this beautiful journal for dancers in the industry. And it was so cute because the lady that was talking, she was like, you know what I love to do? She's like, I love to write things down. And I'm like, girl, you're a journaler. So then I was like, well, wait a second. Let me just pull up my phone and show you, like, all of these ideas that I have actually about this and this and this and this. And she just looks at me, and I know this is, even though she was saying it, I knew it was God being, like, pushing me into a direction, like, of, I should do it. She was like, girl, you should do that. Are you kidding me? Like, all of us would use that. And they're like, please, like, send us ideas. Like, they were being so cute, and they were, like, showing me more ideas. And anyway, it's not, like, the bigger
It was
picture.
clear. It was like
Yeah,
you could recognize it, like you said, because I love that you said it was specific. You had
it was
no
so specific.
doubts.
Like, what? Who goes, like, I think, like, I just was able to translate what she was saying to be like, this is literally God answering my prayer because of how specific it was. But her being like, looking at me and being like, do you know what I love to do? I love to write things down, and I do this and this and this in class, and I ask the teacher this, and I write it all down, and I make a spreadsheet or whatever, and I write in my journal. And I'm like, huh? Like, that's exactly what I have been, like, wanting to do, and the fact that you are doing that, like, anyway, so it's not about the journal, but the whole idea was, like, I remember the last thing that we kind of said in our cute conversation of this girly pop talk was,
Love.
thank you for making me not feel alone. Like, every single one of these girls, these three women that I talked to in this circle, we are all feeling the exact same way, and we all are going through it. Like, it was so comforting. So when I left this conversation, I literally had tears in my eyes on the way home after I got my milk.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I literally, like, going back to what I wrote in my journal, I walked away feeling like all of these things that I wrote down.
That
Peace
is
and
just
clarity.
incredible.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. Like, I can't even, like, there's no denying that it was from God, whatever. Like, more peace and clarity, more confidence that I can do it. Like, these women hyping me up, being like, you need to do this. Or even just confidence within the industry, whatever, feeling like it's not as scary to approach, whatnot, whatever, and then feeling less alone and feeling more loved.
Right. In one
What?
single interaction, all of your prayers were answered.
Literally. And then it like I was sobbing when I came home, just literally thanking God for literally blessing me with this special experience because it literally has all of this fog that I feel like I've been feeling for months has finally dissipated, and I'm like, I finally feel like I know what I want and like the confidence that I can go forward and that I'm not alone and that God knows me and that He loves me and that He wanted me to know that I wasn't alone and that He was there with me the whole time. You know what I mean?
See, that is magic. That's literally magic.
But also, I was talking to my mom about this the other day. I was also telling her, and I realized that, like, it wasn't just for the benefit of me, though. It was for the benefit of everybody, because
Yeah.
I can for sure tell you that those women, hopefully, came out of the conversation also feeling less alone, more loved, and, like, hopefully more clarity, too. I feel like God doesn't just use one experience to help one person. I believe that he figures out a way to like include everybody, that it's a benefit for everybody, because it's not just about me.
Absolutely.
It's never just about me. It's
Yeah.
about everybody.
It's a
It's about
collective
everybody else.
experience. That phrase, a rising tide raises all ships or something. That like
Yes. Oh, I love that. Yeah.
you're not gonna be the only one going up. Like if somebody's being elevated, everyone is being elevated.
Yeah.
So even if it wasn't like the same divine experience for them, it was some sort of elevating experience for them.
Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, that energy, like just exchanging that kind of positivity to people is so tangible and so uplifting in itself. So, yeah, I just if anybody's listening and like I don't know, I just know that like God sees you and he loves you.
100%. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like I learn a lot of lessons through physical analogies. Like,
Really?
yes, like something will happen that I like see and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this means this." You know like all the parables like in the Bible?
Yeah.
I feel like God teaches me through parables. They're just coming at me left and right like
I love
all the
that.
time, you know?
I love that.
All right, Emery, this has been an amazing conversation. I think I want to end it out by just asking you, what is one thing you feel grateful for today?
Oh, that's easy. I'm really grateful for you.
Oh
Like, truly.
my God!
Yeah. No, really. You know what's actually really embarrassing? I can't believe I'm admitting this to you today. But yesterday I was literally scrolling through your Instagram and I was just stalking you for about I think probably like an hour. I was just looking at all
Oh
of
my
your stuff.
God.
I'm not kidding. I think I was just also reminiscing because you have some really cute videos of like when we did Hello Dolly and just like little handwritten
Yeah.
stuff on your Insta. And so I was just kind of reminiscing, and Abby has been my family. Like, when we both moved out here to New York together, it was a huge deal for me to know that I had such an amazing friend on my side.
Oh
Um,
my gosh, me too. Yeah. I don't know
I
what I would have done
honestly,
without you there.
and I just really look up to you. I aspire someone that's so carefree, someone who genuinely loves everybody with every cell of your body. I don't think I've ever met somebody that feels more than I do, and I know for a fact that Abby feels more than I do. I don't know how, because
I don't know how either.
I feel deeply.
Yeah,
but
you do.
But I just remember me and Abby, like Abby, I don't know if you remember this, but we were watching, Hale Center Theater had this beautiful, it wasn't, yeah, it was the musical.
Yeah, the
It was just,
Titanic.
yeah, the
Oh my
Titanic.
god.
So let me explain. We were sitting there, we're watching the show, and of course, Abby just loves musical theater in general, and I get it. And the story is obviously it's Titanic. Like, hello, everyone's like,
We know what's
R.I.P.
gonna happen, but
Like R.I. Like
still.
literally like R.I.P. But at the same time, like the way that Abby was just beside herself. She was sobbing, but it was like the most beautiful thing because I'm just like, you know what? Hell yeah. Like, yes, cry.
I
Let
could
it
not
out.
keep it together.
Let it
Yeah.
out. But needless to say, that's just like a little snippet into like, not that you cry all the time, but in being a deep being a deep person and being like feeling things really deeply can mean lots of different things. It doesn't just mean you're a crier all the time. I mean, do
That,
you
yeah,
cry?
that too, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for saying all those kind things. All of that
Well, I mean
means
every bit
so
of it.
much to me. I really appreciate it, and I love you so dearly and so deeply. You are so special to me.
I love you, Abby.
I
Truly.
love you too.
I'm so happy that we did this. We've been wanting to do this for so long.
So
So,
long. So
so
thank
long.
you for anyone who tuned in. If you listen this far, you are an angel, and we
Yeah.
appreciate you so much. Is there anything you would like to plug, Anne Marie? Anne Marie also has a podcast.
Yeah, I do have a podcast. It's called Click Together. Me and Abby have made some episodes on my little podcast, and that is anyway. So that's another little project for me. But I'm just inspired by Abby. She like makes me want to do it more. So
Thank you. Like and subscribe on
like
YouTube,
and
comment,
subscribe.
tell us about what you learned in 2024 and maybe how you receive lessons, how you interpret them. Yeah, but I think that's going to wrap it up for the both of us.
Yay!
Thank
Thanks,
you so
Abby.
much for coming
Thanks
on to
for
the
having me.
podcast. It's been great.
I love you
And
so much, and I love
I
all of
love
you.
you
Thanks for
too.
listening, guys.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time.
You are
Bye.
seen, you are seen, you are loved, you are valued, and you are successful.
Amen and amen. Bye, everyone.
Toodaloo.